What would you do if faced with change? Would you embrace the uncertain future, or seek comfort in the familiar? What if that change meant certain death? The inhabitants of the Stranger were faced with this very dilemma, and today, I wish to tell you their story. Now, I will be covering major spoilers for both the Outer Wilds base game and the DLC, so if you haven't played the game yet or finished it and don't want to be spoiled, you should close out of this video now. Okay, warning over. Your first impression of the Strangers happens after you discover their massive space station, which you aptly name the Stranger. The Stranger's ominous and foreboding exterior, combined with its stealth fields, are an early indicator that whoever built this wanted their secrets to remain hidden, and danger would surely await anyone who dared venture inside. Yet for you, death and danger are a minor inconvenience, so when your curiosity inevitably entices you to explore further, you open the door and find something quite unexpected. The space station is actually an artificial planet and looks quite tranquil. And it is here that you find the remnants of the Stranger's settlements: quaint wooden cabins, simple rafts for transportation, an overall very limited reliance on technology that seems to be powered by light, and a very mysterious vault that was sealed with 3 chains and submerged underwater. But more on that later. Were it not for the fact that you just landed inside a giant artificial planet, you'd be forgiven for thinking they were a very simple people. Questions about these mysterious outsiders are slowly answered as you begin to piece through the Stranger's history through the use of their slide reels, despite them being few and incomplete. Through these reels, you learn that the Strangers had come from a solar system quite far from your own, peacefully inhabiting a moon that orbited an unnamed ringed planet. That all changed, though, when they discovered the signal sent by the Eye of the Universe, a celestial being even more ancient than the universe itself. Overjoyed by this discovery, the Strangers had stripped their home of any and all life to craft the Stranger, and on board the Stranger, they had built shrines to worship and venerate the Eye. Upon reaching the Eye, however, the Strangers made contact with it, and it was there that they learned the Eye's purpose: to wipe out the universe and birth a new one. This revelation horrified and devastated the Strangers. Fervent worship and veneration had turned into fear and resentment. The excitement for the future had turned into a longing for the past. Consumed by fear, anger, and guilt, the Strangers burned any and all shrines dedicated to the Eye, and crafted a device that would block its signal from reaching anyone else, which, if you reach the Eye, you can still find it, diligently doing its duty to this day. Yet these acts of retaliation did nothing to comfort the Strangers, who no longer had a home to return to. So they had dedicated all of their efforts and scientific knowledge into the creation of a massive simulated recreation of their home world, crafted using their vision torches, where they could regress to their simpler time for all eternity. To transfer their consciousness to this new simulated world, the Strangers had invented an odd lantern that could harness a mysterious blue flame that served as a link to transfer one's consciousness between the real world and the simulated one. And as we can see, not all the trials went according to plan, but they nevertheless succeeded in the end. To ensure that the Stranger would stay aloft indefinitely, it was programmed to travel to neighboring solar systems and recharge its solar energy, then depart to avoid a supernova, once again showcasing the Stranger's mastery over light-based technology. Inside the simulated world, the Strangers would endlessly, and perhaps mindlessly, reminisce about their lost home and always live in the past, gazing longingly at old photos, playing simple games, or congregating together in song. When you encounter them, the Stranger's mistrust and fear of outsiders and change is on full display. They are fiercely aggressive towards you, quickly snuffing out your flame if they manage to capture you. there are also mysterious structures that forcefully awaken any unwanted visitors. Their work complete, the strangers all retreated into 3 hidden chambers and drifted off into their final slumber to awaken into their recreated homeworld forever. Save one. A lone stranger, for reasons unknown, did not fear the Eye like the rest of its kin, and in a singular act of defiance, awoke from its slumber and deactivated the signal blocker, allowing the Eye to reach out to the universe one more time. Unfortunately, this would not last long, as the rest of the strangers quickly found, and, in the most cruel fashion, imprisoned the one-antlered rogue in a vault protected by 3 seals, which they would then segregate in a different part of the simulation forever. This lone stranger would henceforth be known as the Prisoner. As a result of this betrayal, the strangers reactivated the signal blocker and destroyed the control console to prevent anyone else from using it. They burned nearly all of their slides, save for a select few, which were either partly burned or sealed within the Forbidden Archives. The keys to unlocking the vault were originally stored in these Forbidden Archives, but the fear of the prisoner escaping was so great that they destroyed these too, seemingly making escape impossible. But there was still hope for the prisoner, for by exploiting the glitches within the simulation, you are able to unlock the 3 seals guarding the vault. After finally freeing the prisoner, it uses its vision torch to show you the cruel fate unjustly given to it, while you in turn use it to reward the prisoner for its selflessness. Having finally been vindicated, the prisoner lets out a joyful cry before departing the simulation, leaving one final message behind. Subsequently, by freeing the prisoner, you have the option to let it join you for the final moments before the Eye resets the universe, having finally corrected the mistakes of its kin. So ends the story of the secretive and tragically misguided strangers, a people that were so afraid of change and death that they chose to live in the past forever, quite literally. The simulation itself encapsulated this belief perfectly, for it allowed the strangers to live forever in a comforting memory. I believe this is why the prisoner acted in defiance, for it eventually saw the simulation for the stagnant prison that it was, and realized that change needed to happen. Ultimately, the prisoner would be proven right. For even with the simulation, the strangers could not escape either change nor death. The world outside still moved on, and with the dam outside breaking after thousands of years of wood rot, the resulting flood would extinguish many of the strangers' lanterns, and with no physical body to wake up to, they were met with an abrupt, final death. The prisoner, being the only one to move on from the past and accept the coming end, proved to be the only one who was truly free. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Take care.